Testing, testing. I hope you got battery on you, honey, because why isn't my music playing? So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Wow, I have not recorded a podcast episode in a minute. So, where do I get the nerve saying welcome back to the podcast? Maybe it's a sign for me to get back on my podcasting waves. For those of you who don't know, I have a podcast. It is titled the Empowered by M's podcast, and you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, basically anywhere you stream your podcasts. I made sure of that. So today's video is going to be a really chilled one. I was looking at like my bodybuilding content in this series and I was like, okay, after week 3, like you just get the gist. Like I'm just training every day, 5 days a week. And then on weekends, I'm chilling and resting and not really creating content. So you guys have gotten the gist of that. So today I really wanted to do a sit down where I can just talk to you guys while I work and share the reasons behind me deciding to go on this journey. And this is a very raw thing for me still. But I am feeling more confident in sharing and talking about it. And I find a lot of healing in sharing my struggles very openly and honestly. Like I will tell people like I am struggling with my self-esteem. I don't feel like I'm worthy of this. I feel like an imposter. I believe that there's so much power when we use our words in that way and we just give life and voice to the things that really, really hurt us and that we struggle with. I don't know about you guys, but when I do that, somehow the thing feels a little bit lighter. It feels like almost me addressing it allows clarity and divine wisdom and my intuition to drop in and to show me how I can move through and navigate this thing. So I absolutely find so much power in speaking our truth, really, and just keeping it as real and as honest as it is, um, even as uncomfortable as it is. Like, this is not the vibe I'm going for. This is a nice yoga beat. Okay, nothing is playing. I don't know, the Wi-Fi's acting up. It's the 31st. I did make a payment, so they must relax, huh? They must relax. So I have nothing to play, really. Maybe some yoga vibes in the background if it decides to play, but we're not going to let that steal our attention too much. So I don't want this video to get too rambly, but this is the gist of why I'm here, even though I am very uncomfortable. It is because I know that growth is a part of that discomfort and it's what's awaiting for me on the other side. So I embrace the discomfort and I encourage you to do the same thing. If you're facing a new challenge, if you are entering a new phase in your life, if you're closing off a chapter, if you are stuck in the void and you don't even know what the heck is coming next, embrace that discomfort, embrace wherever you are, because there's always something there for you to receive, to learn from, to grow into, to grow with, to grow through. Yeah, I fully believe in that and I lead my life in that way. So, yeah, I decided to join or to venture on this journey of bodybuilding because since the year began, have really been struggling with my self-esteem. Yeah. Again, another layer of exhalation saying that out loud in this space because I've only really shared that with my closest friends. I'm supposed to be talking and working. I don't know how well that's gonna go. But I really, really, really have. And it's been so clear in my face. Who's calling me? I'm gonna have to take this. Emily, hello. Hi, Natasha. Yes, I am doing well. Thank you. Woo! Opportunities. That's one of the things that begin to align so beautifully and synchronistically when you are operating in your space of genius, when you are walking in your own lane and you're not worried about what Jane to the left or the right is doing, you know? And for a long time, I struggled to do that. There was a part of me, and you're going to hear me reference a part of me a lot because with the nervous system regulation work and the internal family systems work that I'm doing, we really learn how to address ourselves through the different parts of us that exist within this whole self, right? There's a part of you that is an inner child, the part of you who's an inner teenager and stuck in that age. So I can like ramble about that forever. Let me know if you guys want me to share more about what that journey has been like, but this is just touching on it briefly because it's such a big part of how I came into the awareness that, listen, things are not okay here. I'm not feeling amazing and confident and worthy and like I can take up space in my own right when I am around other women. And for me, this was a hard thing to admit because I work with women. I work with so many women. The majority of my clients that I train are women, and even though I'm able to be around them and hold space and like be myself, there would be moments where I would lose touch of that, where I would sort of go unconscious and slip into like a triggered nervous system state. And in that state and in that part of me, I would feel small, I would feel insecure, I would feel very unsure of myself. And that would ultimately affect how I behave in those spaces, how open I am, how free I am, how much I share, how inviting my energy is, because I'm one of those people who when you get around me, you can feel me. You can feel my energy. Just like I feel other people's energies, I have one of those energies that are quite palpable. So the moment you come around me and my energy's off, it doesn't take too long. Everybody's just always like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even hide it. I can't hide it. So me realizing that, listen, this was not something I can hide. I can't pretend that, hey, I'm this confident girl who's just fine. I can't pretend. It's not something I can pretend to be anymore. I actually want to do the work to get myself to be there so that I can viscerally, somatically feel it in my body and know that I am safe to be this me that I am. And I don't need to run and hide or pretend to be anything else. Listen, woo, this is very therapeutic. I always say that I'm healing out loud, and I hope that my healing journey inspires you to walk your own and to get to know those parts of you and get to love on them and give them compassion and grace and love, lots of love, so that they know that they're safe and they can relax and they don't need to be fighting anymore. And that's what I think this journey to bodybuilding is a culmination of that work, because I now feel confident enough to take up space in this way. I feel very sure of myself. Things have just started to become clearer and clearer with what I want to create and with the path. I feel like I've been screaming into the void, just asking, hello, show me the way. What am I supposed to be doing here? And you're like, anybody listening? It feels like it's been like that for the past few years for me. Screaming into the void. But I've been realizing that what I've been not open to is the feelings of discomfort of doing this work, of working through this self-esteem and getting myself confident in doing that. That was blocking me from receiving the magnificence that was waiting on the other side, because me not doing that work was keeping me at a certain energetic level. And the moment you address that and you release that and you process it through your body, you raise your vibration and you start to vibrate at a different level, where now you have access to a different part of you. You have access to different ideas. Your intuition has been heightened. Like the things are just dropping in, and it's clear as day that this is what you're supposed to be doing. And that's the clarity that I've received. So it's been really, really freaking cool because I stayed the course. Even when it wasn't clear, I knew, I was like, I know at some point in time, the feeling that I am looking for in my body will come to me. I will be able to experience it, and I will know that, listen, this is a new me. I am safe now. I am safe to be who I am. I am safe to express myself the way I want to express myself. I am safe to hold my boundaries and honor them. I can give myself grace. I can show compassion to others. I can be that person who I've always seen myself to be and who other people have seen me to be, but I haven't really always felt that that was me. So this has been a very powerful journey. And it's about more than the figure and the body that's going to be standing on the stage. It's about, for me, also helping me get my discipline on point. There's certain habits in my life that I've just been struggling with, probably because I started drinking at such a young age. I mean, listen, a habit is a habit is a habit, and it takes some really intentional, concerted effort for you to switch that out and for you to become take on the habit that you know will serve you. So for me, I've said this before. I said it in my first week of sharing my bodybuilding journey, that for me, that's been drinking. I feel like I've had this random, unintentional relationship with alcohol, and now it's gotten so intentional. It's cleaned up, honey. I've cleaned up my meditation routine. I don't know what it is about getting everything else in order in my life. Every now I just feel the desire to like align everything else as well. So for me, that has been my meals. My meals have helped me get my shit together, because I'm like, I need to eat. I need to make sure that food is prepped. I need to make sure that I have eggs in the house, that they don't run out. When they run out, I go get some, because otherwise and lo and behold, you can't, that's the beauty of being such a whole beautiful being, is that one area of improvement in your life will ultimately trickle down into other areas of your life. So that has cleaned up my meditation routine. I get up on time. Like I snooze maybe more, like sometimes when I'm really really tired, I'll be like, okay, Emily, but honestly 90% of the time I am getting up and I am opening my book. I'm reading the Daily Stoic. I read the daily message for the day, and then I sit in silent meditation. If I feel like moving my body, I will. But I've also released the desire for my morning routine to look a certain way. It has to feel good for me. So anything else, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, because for so long I was trying to fit into this mold of a morning routine that wasn't really speaking to who I am and what I actually want to do in the morning. So if you've been struggling with creating a morning routine, I want to share that tip with you. Listen to yourself, listen to your body. What do you actually want to spend that time in the morning doing? And do that. Just because you saw somebody read, run a marathon, like cook some eggs, that doesn't mean that that's what you need to try and be doing. Really, really make this ish your own. That's the only way. That's the only way. It's the only way it's going to stick. So I'm having so much fun seeing that all come together. And yeah, it's just been really beautiful. It's been really, really beautiful. And I'm really, really proud of myself for jumping into this with face first into this journey. I definitely ignored my intuition for long enough. And I'm glad that I finally listened when I listened. It felt right for me. Because sometimes things will drop in and your intuition is telling you, this is yours, but it's not necessarily yours in the moment. And it's important to learn how to feel into what feels right for you moment to moment. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. There were many, many gems dropped in here. If you're feeling overwhelmed with inspiration, thank you. Give this video a thumbs up. Go back, listen to it again, soak up the inspiration from the divine through me to you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. I think now in week 5, I will take you guys back along with me on my journey. I wonder how week 5 is going to feel in my body, because it's so close. It's so close to me having to take my next set of progress pictures, which I'm really, really excited about. So yes, anyway, stay tuned to the journey. Thank you so much for your love and your support, and I will catch you guys in the next one.